Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Grow with O. I'm Orhan McMillan. And if you know anything about me, you know one of the greatest loves of my lives are my Danes. And currently I have 5. There's 2 here. This is Lucy May and Mama Georgia. Jake's over there bothering a chicken currently. Hoss is inside sleeping, and Darla's on the porch. But when people find out about my Danes, there's 2 questions they always ask. Question number 1 is, how much do they eat? And question number 2 is, how much do they poop? So that got me thinking about the importance of poop and the importance of healthy poop for farming and gardening, and poop that's not necessarily good for the farm or for vegetables or plants. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And we're also going to talk about how that kind of relates to us and our own stuff and being able to tell the difference between good stuff and not so good stuff. All right, so here we are in the chicken coop. And obviously, there's a very important thing that takes place in a chicken coop, and that's where chickens lay their eggs. And that is a wonderful benefit of having chickens, is these fantastic, delicious eggs that they produce. And I just enjoy them so much. But there's another treasure inside of a chicken coop, and that is the chicken poop. Chicken coop and poop rhyme. Interesting. Nevertheless, moving on. Here is a handful of raw chicken poop. Been in there. I usually clean out the coop every couple weeks. But the thing is that you can't use this directly in the garden. It's too concentrated. It's too hot, as they call it. There's way too many chemicals inside. So what I have to do with this before I can use it, because chicken fertilizer is a fantastic tool to use in your garden. It's natural and it has just so many nutrients and benefits. But what I have to actually do is I have to take this and I have to put it in a compost and allow it to break down. Usually about 6 months, 7 months, something of that nature. I actually have a very large plastic garbage can that I take whenever I basically just take it all, the hay and everything, and I drop it in the garbage can and allow it to sit and to compost over a period of time. And then after, like I said, after those few months, I take it, spread it in the garden. A couple episodes before, when I was doing the potatoes, that's actually the chicken fertilizer that I used, but it had been chicken fertilizer that had been composted. So there's another extremely valuable fertilizer, a natural fertilizer that a lot of gardeners use, and it's cow manure. Well, I don't have a cow, and although in my head it would be fantastic to have a few cows, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But here is broken down cow manure. And so this is what you can buy it in plant stores and nurseries, etc. And it's very fine and it's broken down as well. Again, another thing you can't use fresh cow manure and go straight in your garden or your plants with it because it's too concentrated. The chemicals inside, they have to break down. And so that's where you have to compost them. But this is like the gold standard of fertilizers for gardens, etc. I remember my grandparents, they had a bunch of cows, and behind their cow barn, there's this massive pile of cow manure. They cleaning out the barn, and we'd just throw it in there. And as kids, we would go digging in it. Didn't have shoes either. But anyway, I continue to digress. But some of the biggest earthworms, but that's also where we would go and load up cured cow poop and put it in the back of a trailer, and we'd carry it out to our farm and put it out in the garden and stuff. So again, second poop, that's very good, but it also has to have its time to compost and to break down in order for it to deliver the benefits of fertilizing your garden. All right, so going back to the original question of how much do Great Danes poop? A lot. A lot. 5 Great Danes, it's constant. Luckily, where we live, as you can see, is out in the woods, and they just free range poop is what they do. They're able to poop wherever they want. No worries about it. But here, as you see, is some recent pup poop, and nothing can be done with dog excrement. It can't be composted. It can't be used in fertilizers because dogs eat such a high protein diet because of what they eat. There's too much inside of the excrement from them in the poop. So basically, it just sits in the yard. Now, I don't scoop it. I don't do anything with it. I wait for rainstorms to come and wash it away. So you're probably wondering, how in the world is this relevant to my life? What in the world does poop have to do with my life? Well, there is a lot of parallels. In life, people give us a lot of shit, right? We have our own shit. Other people have shit. We have our own poop. Other people have their poop. Certain types of that are unnecessary and not good for anything, kind of like dog poop, are toxic relationships, bad habits, negative thoughts, negative feelings. Others, like cow manure and chicken poop, may not at first seem valuable, but with time becomes extremely valuable. Those can be challenges and failures and mistakes that we make. But with time, we're not able to see that in that moment, of course. That's not what we're supposed to. In that moment, we're experiencing that. But with time, with reflection, with mindfulness, with looking back, we're able to find out what it was in those moments that was actually the gifts and actually the treasures. And then that becomes a very valuable resource for us, for our growth, and for our expansion. So the lesson for today: know your shit and understand what's good and bad, what serves and what does not, and that which does not, let it go. Leave it out in the yard. Let the rain wash it away. Have to give credit. Need to give credit to two of the ladies today. Thank you for your continued production of eggs and poop in the coop. Well, thank you all for joining me again for another episode of Grow with O, the poop episode. I hope there were some insights that you're able to gain and use in your own life. And speaking of your own life, I need to go wash a boot because I done stepped in something pretty big. Have a great day.